Welcome to our series about why project managers would want to encourage functional conflict. In our first video, we talked about what functional conflict is. Once we know what it is, we can see how it's the catalyst to make things better. We believe that there's three benefits to functional conflict, and in this video, we'll talk about the first one, which is team engagement.
Well, engagement is how invested someone is. And why is engagement important? Well, come back to humans. Humans know when it's the difference between power, I'm being forced to do something, or invitation, I'm being inspired to do something. So it's important to make sure that we're bringing inspiration to the conversation because when you lose the carrot and the stick, inspiration is the thing that's left on the table. And so the way to really measure whether someone is engaged or not is by considering the word stewardship. And stewardship is how much ownership are they having to this material when no one is looking. And so you know it's healthy when no one is looking and they're doing the right thing. But sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah, so conflict, it can be the greatest magnifying glass of trust, and it helps us see how things are doing with the team and how well we're able to trust that they will do what is needed for the project. So when things are not working, the team will usually be checked out and people will just not be motivated. So when you're thinking as a leader, as a project manager, you have to ask yourself, how can I bring back the inspiration? And sometimes that requires us to have difficult conversations because we need to talk to individuals who are feeling disengaged and understand the reasons for that. But to do that, we should be thinking about building trust back up as a leader.
Yeah, leadership and engagement are seriously tied together. And the number one thing you should be doing is making sure that they know that you've got their back. One of the other things you need to do that's going to increase engagement is if you want a behavior, you need to model desired behaviors and reward behaviors when you get them. So if you see the team is doing something that's not in the direction you want, you need to model what it should look like. And when people do the right thing, acknowledge it. And finally, you can always inspire a team by inviting them to follow, asking somebody, what do you need, or how can I support you? This is one of the most important questions in leadership because it allows people to engage where they are. You let them know, I need you to be able to do the work to make this project successful. When people feel heard and needed, it creates psychological safety to speak up. You as a leader have to demonstrate a certain amount of vulnerability, and vulnerability is key here.
So, when we as a leader can be vulnerable, it brings us down off of this high position of power and shows that we are also just humans. Humans have flaws, and humans have really great qualities, and those great qualities are what make the team able to do amazing things. So when we are being vulnerable and modeling that behavior and start to inspire our team members to feel safe and that they can be vulnerable and express the things that are bothering them, we need to make sure that we are taking care of our people in the situation and really drilling into what the problem is, or separating the topic of conflict from the people. So being hard on the topic, soft on the people. And that ties into a model of leadership that I think is very popular among project managers, which is servant leadership, where the leader is not trying to be this big important person with this big ego. They are really seeing that the power is in the individuals in their team and that they want to inspire them, empower them, and start to distribute the leadership so that we can go on to have a multiplier effect Team engagement can really do a lot for our projects. And in the next videos in our series, we will talk about a couple other benefits of functional conflict.